Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake. It's me, and just doing a update. It's the 12th today. Have no idea when I'm gonna upload that, but as of right now, it's January 12th, 2020. Um, and boy, the last couple of days have just been extremely stressful. But things are looking up as they always do. Sometimes we just have to go through the muck and the mire to get to the good stuff. And so I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm praying to every god known to man that it's not a train. Um, so yeah, but you know, I'm just thankful that I'm at a place where I'm at now in my life where um, my bad days are kind of equaling out my good days. As of right now, depression, bipolar, and all that other bullshit could, like, sweep me out, and I could just be a big old mess. So, who the hell knows? But as of right now, I'm feeling pretty decent. I'm somewhat in a good place mentally. Uh, I've been really stuck on the idea of suicide lately, not performing it on myself, just the general overall thought of it, like how it relates to other people. Like, okay, um, what's going on in your life, the reason that you are considering suicide, and so on and so forth. And just like, I was watching a comedy stand up the other night, and the guy was talking about how he was really suicidal and depressive and things like that, and how he had thought of different ways to off himself. And the night that he was going to do so, uh, a phone call changed his entire outlook on things. And I've said this in the past in other videos, but that is something that is extremely that's really true. A phone call can change somebody's life. It can be a good call, or it could be a bad call. But if you have someone in your life who suffers with depression, who suffers with bipolar, who may or may not have suicidal tendencies or whatever, just take a minute out of your life to check up on that person and say, hey, you good? Everything good? Especially if, while talking to them, like if you have a conversation with them pretty much daily, and then all of a sudden you don't hear from them for a few days, check up on them. It's not going to be an inconvenience to you. Just make sure that they're good. So many times, people with mental health will either isolate themselves or push others away, when in all reality and all honesty, that's when they need people the most. I've come to learn, just dealing with my own mental health, that I have those patterns where I push people away, and I will just kind of clam up. And then somebody will call, and I'll look at the phone like, damn it, I really don't want to talk right now, but I'll answer the phone, because what if they are going through a moment where they need strength? And even though I might not be in the best headspace to give them that strength, I put myself aside and talk to them, answer their phone call. Hey, what's going on? Everything cool? Cool. Okay, good, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll hang up. It really gutted me a few years ago when I lost my friend Ashley. She was going through some shit, and she had just had a bariatric surgery to lose weight, and she kept putting all of these hopes and expectations into this weight loss surgery years before she ever had it. And I kept telling her, honey, you've got to live your life. Do not put all your eggs into one basket. Do what you can now, and don't utilize the surgery as an end-all to your current problems, so then that way you can, like, move forward from that or whatever. Just like, yeah, you're overweight right now, you're not happy with yourself, but do other things to get you to that state of happiness. Then that way, when you have the surgery, you're good, you're golden. Let's, pat you on the head, feed you from the hand, let's go force. But she ended up having the surgery and started losing a considerable amount of weight. But she never got her mental health medications adjusted for her new weight. And I kept begging her and hounding her, get your fucking medications straight. Because one night while I was on the phone with her, she went through the full gambit of emotions and everything else while on the phone. She happy, sad, crying, angry, mad, just like all one thing, all like within a 5-minute conversation. And it was hysterical. And I just told her, I'm like, honey, calm down. I understand this is what you're feeling right now, but this is not what's going on. I am so sorry that I'm not there to just, like, give you a hug and help you. But she didn't, and she wouldn't. And I got a phone call coming from her phone. And I was just like, I cannot deal with this right now. And I hung up. Or I didn't even answer. And my spirit wouldn't let it go. My spirit kept telling me, Michael, you need to listen to that phone call. You need to listen to your voicemail. Answer your voicemail. And when I answered it, and I heard her mom's voice, and her mom breaking out the words that she had passed away, I felt like the biggest piece of shit, because I had denied her phone call twice that day. I don't know if she actually committed suicide or if she actually passed away the way that her mother said. But it gutted me, and I was so mad and so angry at myself for not being there and just being that touchstone, that as soon as I heard that voicemail, I called her mom. I talked to her mom for a little bit, and then as soon as I hung up, I broke down and went into a massive depressive spiral of my own. And I prayed and I screamed at her, and I put all that anger on her that I was feeling guilty, but I put that anger on her like, you dumb bitch, why didn't you just listen? And so, it took me a few days to get over it. And so now, regardless of where I'm at in my mental health, I always try to answer the phone. I always at least pick it up. Hey, everything okay? Life good? Okay, I can't talk right now, but let me call you back. I will at least do that much now. Just because I don't know if they're in trouble, if they're going through something, if they're reaching out to me because I'm the only person on their contact list that answered the phone. So many times we will just shoot it straight to voicemail or not respond to a text or whatever when we see someone calling, and it's a shitty feeling. I have done it to people in the past, and I try not to do it anymore. Like I said, I will answer the phone. Are you good? Cool. Hang up. But, yeah, so check in with your peoples. This video is not going where I wanted it to when I started. Like, I'm emotional now, having just talked about my story about Ashley. But anyways, yeah, so things seem to be going somewhat better right now. Hopefully this upcoming week is a lot better, and that things just quit spinning their or that feeling of being stuck in a rut and spinning your tires and not going anywhere dissipates really soon, and that I am able to get some of the things that I want to do done. I think in the last video that I did, I was talking about the goals that I have set for this year. But if I didn't, I'm going to touch on those again. One of the biggest things that I want to do this year, outside of doing a little bit of traveling, like I did last year for my birthday, this year I would really like to be able to get a gun. I was raised with guns, and some of my fondest memories were hopping on a motorcycle, going up on the side of the mountain with my dad and shooting off his AR-15s and like whatever gun he might have at that time. Typically it was pistols. Sometimes he had shotguns. He had a friend who had one of those Tommy guns, the one that has the big circle clip, and like street sweeper Tommy guns, whatever the hell they're called, I don't know. We got to shoot that off one weekend. So that was how my family did stuff on the weekend, because we were poor. So my biological mother she taught me and my sister how to throw knives and stuff like that. My dad taught us how to ride motorcycles, how to shoot a bow and arrow, and how to shoot guns, and the proper handling of guns and things like that. So, the weekend would have us out there in the side yard throwing knives and ninja stars, whatever you want to call them, shurikens, and doing bow and arrow, target practice, whatever else. We lived out in the boonies, so we didn't really have to worry about like cops or whatever, and plus the local town sheriff just kind of knew not to bother us, so him and my dad had a blood feud clear up until the day that my dad left that town, and my dad had lived there for almost 32 years, so they had their share of run-ins at one time or another. But so yeah, that's one of the things that I really want to do, is I want to get the money together to get a gun. I actually have the Washington state information on gun safety, and it goes over the different laws and rules and regulations for Washington state. I got my application to do my concealed weapon permit, which will also allow me to transport the gun, so then that way I can put it in my car and drive it to the shooting range or out into the middle of the woods or whatever. But this year I'm hoping to be able to get ultimately I would like a 9mm Glock, but just some kind of handgun, for personal safety, and just because I feel like I'm almost 40, I should have a gun. A lot of people say, well, Michael, with your mental health the way that it is, should you have a gun? And I said, well, I'll be frank for a minute. Um, I'm too vain to shoot myself. I want an open casket. And people laugh about that, but, it's like, no, I'm being honest. That's what I want to do. I, I won't, if I have to die, which we all do, yeah, I want open casket, and then whatever happens afterwards happens. So I think that I am in a good enough place in my life right now that it's something I would like to have. All my friends around here have guns. They like to go out shooting and stuff like that, and I would like to be able to bond and just have that kinship with them on a different level than what I do already, which is like sitting around a bonfire, drinking beers, listening to music or whatever, which, that isn't bad either, but I'm just trying to find a way to connect with them a little bit better and on a different subject. But anyways, yeah, so I would also like to do a little bit of traveling this year again. Last year I was fortunate enough to be able to go on an Alaskan cruise, so that was really amazing. There's been talks with me and my sister about possibly going to Las Vegas. I have a really good friend who lives in Vegas that I haven't seen in about 7 years. And so I'm really excited about going there. She wants to go and gamble. All I want to do is go see my friend, eat, see some of the sites that only the locals know about, and maybe sit at the pool a couple of days and come back home. We're also talking about possibly going out to Portland, Oregon this coming weekend, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen just because of the way that finances are right now. But she has like a 3 or 4 day vacation for Martin Luther King, and so we're kicking around the idea of possibly doing that, just going down for the day, walking around, doing the oohs and ahs of Portland, Oregon, and then coming back home the next night, or the next day, night, whatever. So yeah, but travel-wise, though, I'd like to travel more than just Portland. I'd like to go somewhere new. I've been really thinking about trying to make a trip either back east to Indiana to go see, or Indiana, Illinois, one of those places, wherever it is that my aunt lives, but go back there and see her, and go to Chicago and see some of the sites there in Chicago. And then I have a really good friend of mine who lives right outside of Rosemead or Rosebud, Minnesota, or something like that. So it's like an hour drive from where she lives to Chicago. And she's getting ready to become a doctor, and I'm so freaking proud of her. Or she's getting her doctorates. And so extremely proud of her. We've known each other since 2001, so almost 20 years. And just watching how she has grown and the progress that she's made and all that other stuff. So yeah, ideally, if I could, I would love to go on another cruise, and this time do like the Caribbean, or maybe even go to Hawaii. I haven't been to Hawaii since 93, 94. So I'd like to go back as an adult and be able to kind of see things or whatever. But anyways, yeah. So that's where everything is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up since we are hitting the 20-minute mark. So you know the routine: question, comments, concerns, comment section down below. Hit that bell icon and the subscribe button, and yeah, if you want to talk to me, you can do so in the comment section down below, or you can shoot me an email, hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. Check out the blog, Hello Cupcake It's Me. There's stuff that I post on there that I don't post here or anywhere else. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is Michael Scott Peterson, S-O-N, not S-E-N. And follow me on Twitter. It's Hello Cupcake, the number 4, and the letter U. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.